Hey everyone, and welcome to the Wildrift Patch 3.2a, where we will be discussing the different changes and how it affects the competitive meta. Without further ado, let's get into it. New game mode Elemental Rift, so I think this is another iteration wherein the Dragon Soul will be coming back. First team to reach 3 points will obtain Dragon Soul. First 2 dragons are worth 1 point. After the first 2 dragons are slain, the following dragons that spawn will be worth 2 points instead of 1. Possibly my personal favorite iteration of the Elemental Rift, wherein the Dragon Soul will be taken at least by the 15-minute mark, assuming you're able to get the first and second dragon. And it allows more strategical gameplay, wherein if you have a scaling team, you could give the first dragon and then try to contest the second dragon. If both teams have one dragon, the third dragon will dictate which team gets the Dragon Soul because it's now 2 points instead of 1. And then another strategy is that you could just give the first 2 dragons if you're really having a hard time, and then try to contest the third dragon. If you're able to get the third dragon, then the fourth dragon will dictate which team gets the Dragon Soul. This is very interesting and it allows for comebacks as well as strategic gameplay. With the return of Dragon Soul, we've made other adjustments. Terrain will now change after the second dragon, so this is about the 10 to 11 minute mark. Elder Dragon will spawn after the team has claimed Dragon Soul and respawn every 5 minutes. Okay. Oh, new game mode. So ARF is coming back. Very fun game mode, especially for those who like to play casually. It will be available on June 3, 0001 UTC. Next is skins. Cosmic Blade Master Yi, another skin. Cosmic Enchantress Lulu, I think this is one of her better skins. And then on June 2, the Pulse Fire skins will be coming out. Lucian, Pantheon, Shen. The Shen is the most interesting here. As well as the Morgana skin, which is when I will make my Jungle Morgana guide. So accessories, event, new event, join the fluff, cosmic event. So there are 3 new events that are coming actually. May 26, Cosmic and Join the Fluff. And then on June 1 will be Pride 2022. So looking forward to those. Then we go to the champion changes. Alistar, so what they want to do here is to increase his sustain as well as make his laning phase a bit better by making his passive have more healing from 125 to 160. Allied champions as well has been increased by 70 health, and the crowd reduced per control from 8 seconds to 10 seconds, making his passive more available once it gets to the team fights. Another thing that they did is decrease the headbutt cooldown by 0.5 seconds, which is negligible. This is the more impactful thing for Alistar, making him a bit more sustainable. Next is Camille. So this is possibly the biggest nerf for this patch. True damage has been nerfed from 100 to 40, 60, 80, 100 at level 1, 5, 9, 13. So this is based on Camille's level, not the level of the skill. Camille will come online at level 13 once the true damage ratio is back to 100%. So before this, it will not be true damage. It will just be regular physical damage, which hurts her a lot in both Baron and Jungle. Movement speed also has been nerfed from 40% to 30%, 10% move speed nerf. So what this does is it really hurts Camille's trading as well as her clear, wherein she doesn't have true damage anymore. It also hurts her duels. Most probably, this would be one of the biggest Camille nerfs yet. Hextech Ultimatum also has been nerfed from 234 to 2.5 to 3. So it's a whole 1 second nerf, which is really big, especially when it comes to the late game team fights. So your teammates need to follow up even faster. Not sure if people would still use Camille, probably once in a while, but obviously won't be an S tier pick anymore in the BR lane or in the jungle, probably A to B tier because of this change. Echo has been buffed, 40 HP, 5 armor, and 45 mana. A lot of increase on his base stats. Timewinder deals 130% bonus damage to monsters. I think this is the favorite part. Passive also has been increased from 2.1.5 to 3 plus 2%. And then Phase Dive 30% to 40%. So as an Echo main, these are huge changes and huge buffs, especially in the jungle. With these changes, Echo's main lane would be in the jungle. And looking forward to using more Echo. Possibly bump him up a few tiers. Become a more viable champion. Fiora base HP has been buffed, 40 HP. Lunge damage has also been increased by 10. So decent buff. Really helps her a lot. Ever since the first skill has been nerfed, her trades has been a lot weaker. And with this change, this would help her a bit. Hopefully, people would notice her more. Graga's explosive cast, 6 frames to 8 frames, they made it a bit slower. But still the same champion. Graves, damage to monsters, 150 to 120. Makes his initial clear a bit slower, but it's okay. Not much change, still a very strong champion. Irelia, this hurts a bit. From 100% to 50%. For me, this would only hurt her initial clear. Once you're able to complete your Triforce, or your Sunder, or your Ruin King, whichever item you complete, then she will still be the same in the jungle. So this is just a jungle nerf, not a lane nerf. If you're playing Irelia lane, no changes. But if it's in the jungle, she's gonna be a bit slower in the early stages of the game. Noonan Willamp, 1 second nerf on his consume. Still the same champion. I don't think there's much changes. Olaf, another small nerf from 260 to 250, as well as a 5% decrease on his damage. So 10 damage nerf as well as a 5% slow nerf. Still a very strong champion, probably still S tier. Not much changes. Solid overall. Renekton, so he's receiving another buff. So Renekton has been receiving a lot of buffs recently, which make it scary because this would make Renekton viable, wherein they increased his health regen as well as the damage of his first skill. They increased it by 30, which is big. Since the cooldown of his first skill is quite low, huge change for him. Then Veigar receiving another buff, decreasing his first skill by 1 second, as well as the crowd duration. They increased it by 0.25. With a tenacity nerf and buffing Veigar's third skill, this would make his third skill a lot more scarier, and his cooldowns are a lot lower, wherein he could stack faster and be more annoying in team fights. Ziggs receiving another slight nerf. I doubt much would happen here. Oh, this is actually quite big. The mine duration, 7 seconds to 5 seconds. This is super annoying, especially when you're contesting Dragon and Ziggs places a mine in the choke point. Now you don't have to wait for forever. You only need to wait a little bit less. Gameplay changes. Frozen Heart ability haste 20 to 25. Total cost is also reduced. I don't see much people buying Frozen Heart. Probably only Amumu and Malphite. Maybe more tanks will pick him up. The problem with Frozen Heart is that it doesn't give HP, which is very important in Wildrift. That's why people don't buy this item. Speaking of HP, Iceborne Gotland has gotten a rework. They reduced the mana by 200, but in return, they increased the HP by 250. This is what I mean by getting an HP buff. Spellblade also stacks with armor, 25% bonus armor, and they added a Kindle Gem, increased the cost as well. This is good for Malphite, Ramos, Ezreal, slight nerf because reducing the mana also reduces the damage of Manamune. So most probably Ezreal will go Triforce or Sunder. Iceborne is situational, it depends on the enemy team comp. But this is definitely good for those tank junglers. So this is a good change for Iceborne. Rune changes, full stack has been nerfed from 10.7 to 8.6. This is a huge nerf for melee champions. 2% nerf. Will still probably used by most champions, but this puts up arguments in going for Electrocute and Lethal Tempo. For example, Kha'Zix, probably Electrocute would be a better choice, and then for Jax, could probably go for Lethal instead. So let's see on how this will change these types of champions. Then Inspiration, Nimbus Cloak, they're giving it some buffs from 25% to 35%. This is for Flash. Since Flash has the longest summer cooldown, then the 35% will be for Flash. Once you use your Flash, you would feel the changes on how fast you would go. Extra bits, Reversion, okay. So now they place it in the jungle category, and that is it for this patch. So biggest winner for this patch is Echo, wherein they buffed all of his stats. Biggest loser would be Camille, wherein they have hurt her again and again and again. And this might be the nail in the coffin with nerfing her ultimate as well as her damage. Makes her a lot weaker in the early to mid stages of the game. So hope you guys enjoyed our patch breakdown, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.